progression, so to speak. Yeah. I'm wondering if he's in control of his own account. I'm beginning to worry that Ye may not even be in control. Damn, I can't even do that, can I? Of his own account. It is more than possible. Kanye, check around you. Do you got a handler around you? Do they prepare your food or offer to get you a glass of water? Anybody who thinks people don't get dosed against their will is behind and no doubt in an ignorant state of bliss that I actually envy. Worried about Ye. Nobody should ever be in the state to post these, to be honest. What's going on behind closed doors? Yeah, I had to log into Metis, well, joint thing on a side there. So, DM, it's unfair on him, but society will end up being so busy slating him that the majority won't stop to care for what's happening behind closed doors and or in his mental and physical too. People should be asking questions. This one baffled me. Some reptilian retard called Zordura. What I find great about Ye being on X is that we can see a clear line between dumb people and those that get it. And I must conclude, the only way to win is to be in power and make people do things without their consent or understanding. So you grape their minds. You grape them. You know, that's pretty much what making people do things without their consent or understanding is, right? Apparently it's the only way to be in power. Pretty messed up. That's like saying that you can't have a position of authority with respect and love. Like saying that you need to be feared and abusive toward quote unquote subjects. And that's not really the truth, mate. There are people who are pure, respected, and loved and in power because of those things. You don't necessarily need to make people do things without their consent or understanding. Right, so this is... Oh, but this is what Kanye wrote. The original title for Yeezus was N-word followed by C-O-C... K. Yeah, you can see it. I'm beginning to worry that Ye might not even be in control of his account. Already read that one. Right, 1 second with the Kanye. Yeah, I shouldn't really say his name in that way. So, yeah, we went Ha. Kanye West put something about his toes. Bees this back, don't get crushed, Jay. Mental health matters and humans matter. Freedom matters. It's wrong when the whole world is bullying someone, especially over words, as opposed to any vicious actions that have done harm. Kanye West. For those who don't get what's said here, just don't want to see Kanye get bullied by the whole world to the point where he becomes a shadow of himself. I'm not supporting any of the hate he has shown in tweets. I think if you study them and look over everything, Ye does not actually seem as though he wants anybody to be physically injured, it's supposed to be nor emotionally scarred for life. He's arguably being reckless with a keyboard, but not an atomic bomb. It's like that. That's the way it is. So yeah. I think Ye may have... Yeah, I think that's his last one on for a while. But yeah, he was off Twitter, now he's back. Mr. Kanye West. That's crazy, man. I realize, boss team. It's quite a lot of views. I'm just hoping we don't get no shit because of... It's not like... Oh my god. If anyone thinks I'm like defending the quote unquote devil, it really ain't like that. But yeah. Obviously, being the top tweet on Kanye West thing... Somebody might come and say some-ish, but it is quite possible that he's... I don't know if y'all heard about... Remember when he's being threatened by a handler? threatened that they'll section him. And people do this. He also said if he didn't come and speak to him, basically come and speak to him nicely, to the handler guy, who had previous with like CIA drug experiments, mind control experiments, then he was going to medicate Kanye up and play dates with the kids would never be the same. Yeah, he was gonna section him and dose him up to the nines for life. Now, if that ain't modern day slavery, because slavery these days is, at least in the West, it's done with, psychological warfare. It's all psychological these days. Helps it go under the radar, basically. That's what the CIA believe, at least. And it does because, like, let's say a couple people, like, say someone realizes they're, being controlled, handled, dosed, traumatized, controlled, etc., and they start speaking about it, right? Similar to sort of what Kanye West did not that long back when he was talking about how his mother was a sacrifice and how, like, in Hollywood, like, everyone's basically lost someone real close and it's done to traumatize them, arguably to what, fracture their mind, fracture their brain, traumatize them, make them easier to control, etc. Some people would say that they have to do a sacrifice to get into a quote-unquote club. But, yeah. What was I up to with that? Bruh, my memory. The sacrifices, yeah. So, the fact that Kanye said that not long back and he was perfectly, quote-unquote sane when he was saying that, when he was arguably exposing, quote-unquote, Hollywood or cults, secret societies, or whatever you want to call it. So, oh yeah, the fact that people are, even if, say, a bag of people believed Ye, right, on those things, which I'll show you at some point, of what Kanye said in the physical. Let's say some people believed him, right? They end up under peer pressure from some people who was part of their cult, arguably, or, say it was a small group of people, say it was a little mob, then they'd pressurize, either threaten or convince or bloody, well, they don't even need to bribe them or whatever, or threaten them. Use psychological warfare, use the bloody internet to make it seem that anyone who believes that is wearing a tinfoil hat and they're completely stupid and also think the world is flat. When really, they don't necessarily think the bloody world is flat or wear a tinfoil hat. They just see that something's wrong and that, there is slavery in the form of, people's minds being controlled. Look, back in the day, you had MK Ultra, MK Delta. I shouldn't go on too much. A lot of mind control programs, right? You are really behind if you think all of that stopped. I mean, for God's sake. Psychology, even as a subject on the national curriculum, is bigger than ever. Therapy makes more money than 20 years ago, for God's sake. 20 years ago, it was massive over in Hollywood and America, but relatively rare in the UK. Not now. It's huge. It's a money maker. So what the fuck makes anybody so silly as to think that all them mind control, them MK programs, what makes you think that they don't go on now? Don't be so stupid, man. There's more research than ever. Like, you really don't, I don't think at least, that you need to be any kind of a genius to work that out. I'm pretty sure you don't, because I would never ever say I'm a genius. Ever. I'm pretty damn, I don't know, simple, and some people would say actually retarded, but let me just say semi-retarded to sort of not, not agree with them fully at least. But I have my strengths. I have areas where I don't know about excel, but there's some things that I'm good at, and then there's areas where I'm super duper simple. I'm really good with a pencil and paper. Alright, anyway. This is just, yeah, it's kind of like average chat, old school style YouTube, isn't it? Only the visuals for this should not be what they are right now. Which is why Frank Ocean rapping on Young Thug's. Oh gosh, it's Kanye. 1 second. Yo. Yay. That Mr. Kanye. Kanye West. Yo, did that even post? Oh, he reposted that. Uh-oh. I think I wrote no notifications from Yai. Yeah, but Kanye himself, I don't believe, wrote... 1 sec, peeps. So Kanye's basically, he's not... Right, you know when he shut his Twitter down a few days ago? Well, all of that is gone. And he sort of started afresh, not that it's, yeah. It's still rather... you say controversial, or... I just hope that no one unfollows thinking, you know, unfollows the team thinking that, I don't know, thinking that, I did make it clear I don't accept, or no, I don't agree with, you know, any kind of hateful views of Ye's, which obviously I don't. This was the M thing that we had on there.
It exploded in the late 90s,
the bloody,
but you could
oh
see
my
that
gosh.
the roots to that music were laid
Right,
much,
so,
much
Twat
earlier
Law.
in the late 80s and early 90s.
But you got some shit to say about Twat Law.
Hip-hop, he said, is about manhood. It's about being macho. And somehow he could see, through entering that world, he could find his masculine power, his male power, his power as a man. It was the only way he could find it and express it. So not only was hip-hop
shit
and all,
that
it
we
was his
are
music
running,
and his
even though
creativity,
isn't that really
an
kind of
outlet
silly
for him
because we'd
to
be running for
express
like
himself and to find a way to express this crazy world into which he'd been born and grown up in. It was also his way to find his identity as a man.
Marshall's high school days were unproductive and unsuccessful.
Yeah, we're definitely running, so I can.
And bad grades. Marshall dropped out of high
so yeah,
school.
Kanye.
He became a fast food chef at
Most
Gilbert's
certainly
Lodge
back
at
there
St.
on
Clair
Twitter.
Shores in Detroit. Life in the Mathers household was tough, and his relationship with Kim was proving to be very unstable. Then in 1991,
right, so we're gonna go through Twat Law's thing.
Came the news that would turn
For them who don't know,
upside down.
yeah, I kind of call man Twat Law. Excuse the cold and all. Right, so Booker, DJ Cook on Real Eyes Bars channel.
Introduced him to his beloved Uncle
Just in case you didn't know. Right, so with Twat Law, yeah. Booker bollocks. Gas. Don't ask. Sound like developed Tourette's or something. Sudden income of Tourette's. Anyways, any whizzle for rizzle is normally what I'm saying in place of for real, but don't fucking ask, man. I ain't slept in ages. Kanye, like, just as I'm about to rest, well, he was, you know, he come back to the platform thing and that. Anyway.
Dose of BS, okay, and this time is no exception, okay, but this
so
one
does
is actually
Twat Law
quite
come with every dose
right,
of
this
BS.
one's quite interesting. So look, I'll just give you the background, all right? I'll give you the breakdown, I'll give you the history, okay? So
go on then.
All right, I've wanted to do a video on sex.
Sometimes he exaggerates, sometimes he lies. I've noticed that with Twat Law, but I'll keep it all shush on certain things, of course.
And it was
I'll keep it real with you.
It was an excellent project. All right, it was an excellent project. Okay, you may have seen it going around. You may have seen people talking about it. You may know what's been going on. All right, let's show the people. All right, let's show the people. All right,
Let's show
Can't
the
Rush
people,
Greatness, all right,
brother.
debut, the debut
Why is man
album
switching
by
up the way
Mr.
that he,
One
you know?
Central C. This, in my opinion, was one of the
I think
greatest
he might have
UK
watched the
hip-hop
live where we
albums,
be talking
UK rap
about
albums,
Mr.
UK drill
Twatlow.
albums, whatever you want to call it. Is definitely
It's
up there
possible.
with the greats. It's going to be in the history books. It is absolutely
Say
excellent.
what? Say
And
what?
as somebody that's a big fan of Central C, I've been itching
History
to do a video
books?
about your boy
Really?
Central for
It's
quite some
UK
time.
rap,
Okay, I've
brother.
been mulling this over for years, literally
Well,
years.
UK
It's
drill.
been a hell of
It's
a
not,
journey.
you know,
But
rap
I
and
finally
drill
got around to
different,
actually
man.
creating this video, and I decided, you know what? Let me do the album.
Jeez.
Let me let the album drop. Let it marinate a little bit, and
Let
you know,
what
give my
what?
thoughts on it.
Did he just say let me drop the album? Say what? So is Twatlaw slyly in charge of Central C then? Bro did say that, didn't he?
That's a big fan of Central C. I've been itching to do a video about
Say
your
it
boy
again.
Central for quite some time. Okay, I've been mulling this over for years, literally years. It's been
I think
a
so
hell
he
of a
said
journey.
what I think
But
he
I
said.
finally got around to actually creating this video, and I decided, you know what? Let me do the album. Let me let the
Let
album
me
drop.
do
Let
the
it
album.
marinate a little bit, and
Let me
you
let
know,
it
give
drop.
my thoughts on it. Give you the deep,
Do you know
dark,
what?
demonic.
I'm not really supposed to. No, I can't say this because, you know, it's not something to be. Don't have to be too silent about this one, right? Big up for the thumbs up. You know that with No Jumper, Adam 22, right? Twatlaw went over, met him, had a little discussion over the No Jumper table and that, on camera and off. And yeah, my point was how Adam would manage artists, you know, back in the day, USA based. I'm wondering, is Twatlaw here getting involved in any kind of management of UK rappers, or perhaps even just pretending to be? Because I know man chats yappity yap and exaggerates. Do you know what?
Backstory
Charlie
of
Sloth
Central
should
C
see him as a
and
threat,
his
you know.
gang in the streets, because that's what I'm known for, realistically.
Maybe
Like,
not.
you know, it's no secret, it's no surprise.
What's he
all
known
right?
for?
I do videos about gangster rappers. Now, some people, as we'll get to soon, some people seem to have it in their head that certain types of people, or people, no
You
people
know,
at all,
say it's
should be able
gonna
to talk
annoy
about
me
gangster
any
rappers.
second,
Nobody
innit?
should be able to analyze the
Like a
life, the
sense of comedy.
backstory, the musings, the statements of gangster rappers. No, some people, some very ignorant and simple people, seem to have it in their
Ignorant
head
and
that,
simple.
you know, rappers are allowed to just kill people or, you know,
What?
commit crimes, perpetuate crimes, promote
What is
violence,
man on
and
about?
have absolutely no repercussions or
Oh, really?
consequences
What's
and
he on
oversight.
about?
People think I shouldn't even be able to talk. You shouldn't even be able to look at the lyrics. You shouldn't even be able to decode and ask yourself,
Oh,
hang on, what do these
lordy.
lyrics on this song mean? No, you should just shut up, take my money, like have your money
Eh?
extracted from you in the form of streams and subscription revenues.
That's
Shut
what
the
he
hell
does
up and
to
move along.
rappers.
Well, no, sir. This is my job.
Oh no, he's mocking all the Chicago rappers who he makes money from, saying that they should just shut up basically and let him get the money from the streams and talking. Yo, Twatlaw, you're going on like a G, you know, a bit.
Like, have your money extracted from you in the form of streams and subscription revenues.
Damn.
Shut the hell up and move along. Well, no, sir. This is my job as a hip-hop journalist.
So
Yes, hip-hop
silly,
journalist.
Ross.
To
Hell
break
no,
down-
you knew, Twatlaw, you knew. Well, you probably didn't, but people on here who see me discuss Twatlaw, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Yeah. You know, I have an issue with him saying hip-hop. Hip-hop journalist? No, just no. Man, you discuss bloody drill. It's different. Just is. There's been a big evolution, you know. If he was, you know, focused on talking on grime like back in 2005, then fair enough, say hip hop. It's more connected to hip hop. It's not so much of a bloody, I don't know, great grandchild of hip hop. Or like more like great second remove, first remove, second remove, girlfriend, boyfriend of something else's cousin type thing. Drill is quite far removed from like the origins, the beginning of hip hop. It's very removed, if we're honest, you know? So no, you're not a hip hop journalist. What you do, mate, is you talk about bloody crime that you find drill artists involved in. You know what I mean? It's different to hip hop journalism, completely different, man. It just is. Now we've addressed that man's not a hip hop journalist.
The dark, demonic, and sometimes true backstories behind your favorite gangster rappers, your favorite drill
At
rappers.
least he's slyly thrown it in. Sometimes true. 'Cause he knows that, yeah, the backstories, they're not always true. Anyone who watches this, you know that I've hinted and pointed out myself about certain people's backstories, their pasts, etc., their fabricated backgrounds. Yeah, about them not being, let's just say, not being 100% honest.
Etc. Okay.
I'm
This video
surprised
is no
Twatlaw had the balls
video
to drop that
itself
one, that
is called
fact in, though.
The Deadly Gang War Behind Central C. Okay.
What?
There's a deadly gang
Say
war behind
what?
Central C. That's not camp. Okay, that's not camp. There's a deadly gang war behind Central C's career, involving Central C and some other individuals from different parts of wild West London. And it is what it is, all right? And
He's the one mocking it.
I absolutely have the right to talk about that. Okay, so
I know.
interestingly, a lot of
He
people
realizes there are parts of
West
West
London
London that
as
are,
well
you know,
as a very appreciated
very,
dose
very,
of
very,
praise
very
for my hard
dodgy.
work putting this video together as a hip hop journalist. So let's just take a look at what some people
He's
say.
probably
People saying,
thinking,
I don't know why, but
you know,
gang
that
war
the
and
West
Central C
End
just
does
don't sound
no
right together in a sentence.
drama
Love
like
and
that,
face.
but it does.
You know what I'm saying? This guy's kind of summed it up for everybody, okay? So, in a nutshell, he's actually from the hood. Facts. He dabbled a little bit in the streets, but nothing serious. Facts. He's not an industry plant, but more so was exploited
Why do
by
we
someone
even
who had the
say
money.
from the
Now,
hood
that's
in the
interesting.
UK?
Would I say that's facts? That's certainly a subjective opinion that's up for debate. You can't deny nor prove that one. And he decided to claim his neighborhood to fit his new image. Pretty much a 6'9" that doesn't
If
get
he
in
was
trouble.
from
Now,
the
that's a very, very
quote-unquote
interesting
hood,
analysis.
he wouldn't need to
And,
suddenly
you know,
decide
I
to
kind
claim
of appreciate it. People saying funny how half
the
of this
hood.
doc is about Digger in order for it to have any relation to the gang war. Now, if you haven't already watched this video, this is a video about the deadly gang war behind Central C, but the reality
This is
is,
Twatlaw promoting
right, Central
it.
C isn't really the biggest gangster in West London. I'm sorry to break it to you kids.
For Rizzo,
all right?
obviously.
It's Central C. He's not Pablo Escobar. All right, he's not King Von.
I almost spat my beer
He's none
out.
of those things. He's 6'9" at a push. But
Whoa! Man said he's
West
6'9"
London's
at a
the most
push.
dangerous teenager as I've dubbed
He's
him
getting a bit
in this
rude,
project.
isn't he?
Digger D.
Do you know what,
Actually the real
Twatlaw?
thing.
You're growing a bit
Okay,
more
he's a real gangster, a
personality
real shooter.
almost than some
He's
balls.
literally shot people in the face. I'm not condoning that. I'm not saying that that's a good thing. But what I am saying is that he has been through the genuine street situations and trauma.
Did the man
that
say just...
qualify him for
Nah,
the
he said
quote-unquote
Digger shot a man in the
gangster
head.
rap UK drill, whatever you want to call it.
Say what?
Right? It's legit.
Shot
He's
a
really
man in
lived
the
it.
head?
He's really done it. Central C, less so. Sold a bit of drugs.
Blood.
I mean, you know, polluting your community with drugs, not necessarily the most virtuous thing to do, but I got to respect it. Sometimes you've got to feed
Honestly,
your family. Sometimes you've got to
Twatlaw's
go out
going on a
in
bit
these streets and get bread by any means
different.
necessary. You've got to take risks and prosper. All right, but Central C was not
Yes,
gangbanging,
sell
okay?
drugs, kids. You have to take risks and prosper. So says Twatlaw Ross.
Maybe involved like that, but after music kind of wasn't really working out for him, he claimed the gang affiliations extremely hard. He went hard on the gang lifestyle, and it worked for him. Just like 6ix9ine, it worked for him when 6ix9ine started wearing the blood bandana and claiming Billy. Everything just came together so perfectly.
It's a bit different in the
That's
UK, though, bro.
That's just what happened. Okay, so that is what it is, right? And that really is the crux of the
Oh,
video.
Lord.
The video itself.
What's the idea?
has
Make up a
quite
load of
heavy
shit
dose
background
Central C
stories for
glazing
UK
in it as well.
rappers
I mean,
now.
don't get me wrong, right? The last chapter of
Or
this video that you'll
exaggerated
see
at
here
minimum.
is called the UK Go, right? I'm saying that Central C is the UK's greatest of all time rapper. Now that's blazing, if I'm quite honest with you. I might need to go and put my knee pads on for this one. But the fact is,
The greatest
I'm
of
literally
all
saying
time
this
in
video,
the
I'm
UK.
concluding this whole 3-hour
Twatlaw's
thesis
smoking the
by
rocks, you
saying
know.
Central C, through his hard work and efforts,
Bruh.
arguably has become the greatest of all time in UK rap, UK drill,
What?
whatever you want to call
Are you
it. All right? But
serious?
let's just have a little taste of what I said. And later,
Brother, why is Twatlaw confused, like, rap and drill and hip-hop?
chain designed by leading London
Like,
ice makers, A.
that's how you know
On the
man's
24th
not
of
a proper
January
hip-hop head,
2025,
you know.
Central C finally
Let
cemented his
alone old
place in the
school.
history books of UK rap, releasing his debut album, Can't Rush Greatness. The project truly lived up to its name. 11 years in the making, Central
And
certainly did
Twatlaw
rush,
promotes
but
it,
certainly did deliver greatness.
which
This
is
project,
what
in my
his video
opinion, is
here
probably
is
the
about
best UK rap album
doing.
that's ever been released. And that's not just me glazing Central C, but the mission for this project was clearly to create a rap album that was quintessentially British and stay true to Central's identity. Something that perfectly encapsulated British rap culture in 2025, packaged up in a way that would appeal to fans all over the
Go
world.
on, and what's it got?
especially in
Hardcore
America.
lyricism.
The album was a masterclass.
Hey,
They
look,
saw Seeds
that
planting
reminds
the
me of
flag,
when
creating
Sloth
something
used
that
to,
no British rapper
like,
had
for
ever
a
done
couple
before.
side
A rap
videos,
album
not
that would
fan
cut
of boot,
through the
but
cultural barrier and give the country
he did a
something to
couple
be
things
proud
like
of
this.
and get behind. And from the first song. So look, I bigged up the album. I said that Central C is one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT. I love the album.
Say
I
what,
thought it
say
was great.
what.
I'm a big fan of Central C. But at the end of the day, he got here
Honestly,
back.
twat law.
of claiming street activity, talking about the gang lifestyle in West London, talking about his little bro's got the poker tucks. We get guns from up north. You know what I'm
Oh, my
saying?
lord.
If the ops come through, you better use that index.
Twat law, you're the one who just said
Talking
he's
about
the
rolling
GOAT
flickies
and the
hella
best
times, right?
UK
So
rapper ever.
this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, right? And I worked very hard on this. It's not like I
It's a
just pulled
bloody
this
surprise
information
that you're
out
calling
of
him
my
the best
behind,
UK
all right?
rapper ever.
I did quite a lot of hard research on this as a hip hop
Yeah,
journalist.
you're not a
As
hip
a
hop
UK
journalist. Tell him
journalist,
stop.
if you want to go that far. But you know, and I
You're
really
a guy
appreciate it
who
when
looks
people
into
actually,
drill.
you know, kind of
Drill and
appreciate
crime.
and support
Hey, big up
and kind of look
Toronto.
out for the things that I kind of say. And
For
the hard
real,
work
for
that goes
real.
into
I'll
these
do a
videos. Like,
review
check out
on
this
it.
comment.
Why
I
not?
don't think people
I'll make
understand
sure
the
the
depth of making
team
a 3 to 4
wax it
hour
on.
video. It isn't
At
3
the
to 4
minute,
hours of
Kanye's
research.
just
It's
gone,
hundreds of hours of
yo.
research, listing out
Hey, let me
everything
pause
in
up.
honourable
Kanye
ways.
West, for them who don't know, yeah, I know he's been controversial lately. He's back on Twitter, X. And at the minute, realise, boss, we've actually got we're getting shitloads of impressions because we got the top comment on his 3 tweets. Well, 2 out of 3 of the tweets, the only ones on his page. So, if it's proper fire, maybe I should drop it on that. Because that's getting tens of thousands of impressions. Like,
Bring out how to put it all together in a story form.
I need
After
to
that,
write it down
it's
though.
writing a
Or wait,
legitimate
no,
movie
screenshot it.
script. Dude has to be downing an obsession with XR. We love you, Ross. I appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate that, broski. That means a lot to me, man. And it's
Yo,
true.
Don
You know,
Duck,
we worked super hard. This is months of my own time.
have
I
you
wouldn't be able to
seen
do
or
this if I
heard this
wasn't a fan
guy?
of Cinch. If I wasn't a fan of Diggy,
He went
if I wasn't
over
a
to
fan
No
of the
Jumper and
West
did a
London
little
rap scene,
interview.
it simply would not be possible. Okay, so I really appreciate that, and I would say the majority of the comments on my
I
video
call him Twat Law. Twat
are
Law Ross.
extremely positive, really supportive, really grateful
He
for what I'm doing
doesn't,
for
he's
the
not a
UK
hip
scene.
hop journalist, man.
However,
He just,
a lot of people didn't feel that way.
drill
though.
is
I've
his
been
thing,
hearing
and
from a
he
lot of people.
only focuses on
Centre
criminals
seems
in
very upset
drill.
with this
They don't
video.
even have
And
to be
honestly, I
criminals.
don't know
He'll
why, 'cause
make
I'm
up
not
a
saying
bloody
anything that's not
background
been
for
said
him.
before. I didn't make up the whole comparing him to 6ix9ine thing. That's something that has been
Yes, you
touted
did,
around
you
on Reddit
liar.
threads on r/UK drill for quite
Oh,
some time, for several
no
years.
way. Bullshit. For several years. Does he think that no one else knows their shit? Nah, he's gonna end up getting, hopefully, cancelled if he keeps, or just warned, innit? Because he's talking too much crap. Nobody's been comparing Central C to 6ix9ine for several years. This is just cappity cap. If anyone's being said to be an informant, it's actually Twat Law there. Twat Law himself on the screen there. Like, if that's what's supposed to be implied by the 6ix9ine thing.
The debate about
Like,
Central C's authenticity, did he really sell drugs? Was he really a
Lord.
gangster? Did he really actually have involvement with some of these gang members that he kind of claimed and rolled
That
around
kind of
with
stuff
at the
only
later
really
stages of
matters
his
to
career?
Twat Law.
These conversations have been going on for a long time, but for some reason, maybe it's the timing
Where?
because
In the
everybody's on
bloody
absolute
playground.
Central C Glazing Fest at the moment with his album coming out. People have really taken this to heart. Now, I just want to talk about
Most of us
what went
know
down
that
behind the
Central
scenes,
C
and just
ain't
one
on
particular bit of
job
hate
like
that I
that.
got relating to this video that I just thought was really uncalled for
I
and
think everyone does.
just not true, not accurate, not fair. So, look, people are very upset, and I think the real thing people are upset about is this one thing. All right, so I'm going to give you a little insight. Okay, so I made this post on Instagram.
Oh,
This
you'll
was a
have
little
made up
post and
some
delete.
bollocks.
It was always planned to be a post and delete.
See,
This was a little
he's
promo. I
the
thought, I'll
one
chuck this
trying
up.
to.
I'll chuck this
Oh
up
my
for the day of
lord,
the release,
my
just for a
lord.
bit of fun, to amuse myself. This is
I'm wondering if
a
Twat Law saw
artificial
that live
intelligence
stream I
generated
did.
photograph. It's not a real photograph.
Where I
Only some people might look
sort
at
of
it.
laid
That must
into
be
him
real.
a bit harsh.
Must be. But no, this is an AI picture of Central C with 6ix9ine's face tattoos surrounded by London goons, UK drillers, right? And I've left the caption, what's your definition of real, as a reference to the song Must Be on the album. Excellent song, excellent album, okay? Look at this picture. That is funny. I don't care what anyone has to
Yeah,
say.
hilarious.
That is
I'm
funny.
laughing my ass off.
It's funny. All right, I made that
Cool,
picture.
cool.
I got on
Apparently
Grok.
it's
Shout out to
funny.
Grok. Shout out Elon Musk, even though he's doing all sorts of weird stuff at the moment. And I just
Elon
thought, hey,
Musk?
can you make,
What?
yo, Grok, can you make me a picture of Central C with 6ix9ine's tattoos and his hair surrounded by goons? And tell you what it delivered, right? A shout out to Grok, right? Because
Oh my
ChatGPT would
gosh.
probably be too shook of the 12
That's
anti-goons
savage though,
to
innit? They've
generate
made
such a picture.
Cinch,
I got this picture.
and I
just thought
guess
I'd give
in
it
a way
go. The
6ix9ine
picture
as
came out
well
hilarious.
look
I thought, let
like
me slap that up
a,
on Instagram, get a little conversation
well,
started,
a
right?
lady.
And tell you what, the conversation
Dude looks
did
like a
really pop
lady.
off. Now, I had some people saying, you know, Central C's the biggest fraud in rap. Some people saying you would
Biggest
never say
fraud?
this to his face. All of that kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, I just think this picture is really funny. But there was one individual.
I think Central
one
C probably
individual
knows
in
you're
the
promoting
wake
him
of
because
this,
I know it's for a fact that
of
Twat
this
Law
little
asks the
back and
rappers before he
forth
talks on them.
that was just extremely upset.
Well, he does with the
and
ones over
extremely
in
angry
Chicago.
about what I had said. And this one I just thought was really interesting because I thought it really exposed like a very
At least.
broken and corrupt mindset when it comes to kind of hip hop music, gangster rap journalism. There's very wrong, and
Oh
it's something
my
that I deal with
lord.
a lot.
It's
a
not
level of
gangster
discrimination that I've
rap,
dealt with over my
bruv.
career
It's
that I just think is really
drill.
unfair and just quite ugly, to be honest with you. So
This
I
guy,
received a
honestly,
pretty
this
spicy
fucking
comment
guy.
from a lady, actually, a lady, funnily enough, by the name of Shawnee Caballero. Now, this person, interestingly,
You and all your other
is the
nerdy what?
senior A&R manager at Sony Music UK Publishing. This is an
Oh,
executive.
right,
This
so
is
you're
like
in
a
cahoots.
high-flying businesswoman, apparently, who is, you know, is a professional senior A&R. I believe she claims on her Instagram, which I'm now duly blocked from, even though I didn't share any kind of direct messages with her.
Bro.
She's a senior A&R. She founded her own agency, and she's even written a book called A Quick Guide to Music Royalties. And I believe this individual actually claims credit for signing Central C. So there's a couple of articles that have been written about her.
Basically, there's all in
Central C to
cahoots.
Sony
Just
Music
do the
Publishing.
math.
This is
1
the person
plus
responsible for
1
signing Central
is
C.
2.
This is somebody
Add
that's involved
Twat
in the
Law
kind of
is
profiting and the
3.
monetizing of all the little things that Central C likes to say, that he likes to do, the image that he likes to push, which is quite interesting. Okay, so
Yeah, but
she
it
left me a
shouldn't be
comment
spoke on
underneath my
too
hilarious
much. Get
6ix9ine
back to the
post.
comment.
And it said, you and all you other nerdy white
Oh,
boys
hell
have got a
nah.
weird fetish of black people and gang
Is
culture
everyone gonna
and
make a
me
thing
sick.
out of this
Now, I thought this
whole...
was really interesting.
I don't
Honestly, I
know.
thought,
It'll be paying
nerdy white
someone to
boys
say he's a
with a weird
culture
fetish
vulture
of
so he
black
can
people and
talk
gang
about it.
culture. I said, are you
And
talking
they'll
about
go back
Cinch?
and forth. Both
Because I was
sides will be
like, maybe
talking
she's
on
talking
it.
about
Oh,
Central
look.
C, like a
They
nerdy
are
white
having
boy
a little
with a weird
dialogue
fetish of
there.
black people and gang culture. I thought,
Gang culture, bruv. This guy... Oh, don't even get me started. In the other stream, honestly, he's the one who's got like this weird fetish for gang culture. Period. Just, yeah, not even necessarily gang culture. He's like obsessed with gangsters, man. Really. It's like, you know, like a 14-year-old who gets all the gangster movies and aspires to be like, I don't know, bloody... Well, you could say Pat Tate, you could say the Craze. I'm just thinking about like the UK 14-year-olds who, yeah, who weren't thinking along the lines of wanting to be Sammy the Bull or Frank Lucas, notorious snitches they are, but you know, gangsters all the bloody same, but still, okay. You and all you other nerdy white boys with a weird fetish of black people and gang culture make me sick. Yeah, somehow I think all of this is for promo for all 3 of them. I mean, yo, if you man, you lot really want something to talk about too tough, just trigger me, innit? Boom, booka. I will, you know, maybe I don't know what I could do. If I got vodka, woof. Yeah, I could definitely go ham on anything, so hit me up. Just make sure you ask for moi. Real eyes bars, yeah? Anyways, go on. What's saying?
As somebody that's put gang culture at the very center of his music and was having basically zero success until he begun to make gang culture the central, excuse the pun, part of his music and his artistic direction.
A bit funny.
Apparently I was incorrect. Apparently I was misinformed. She said, no, I'm talking about you nerdy freak. Now, devolving into very personal...
I should point out I don't hate
I just
Twat
thought it
Law.
was not very becoming of, you know, somebody that is supposed to be like an executive,
I
a senior
BS
A&R
like
manager
I
at
do.
Sony Music Pub. Now, look, I get threats from gangsters and gang members all the bloody time. All right? I'm no
Sure.
stranger to that, okay? But for me, I was just like, I can't believe
can
this is
imagine
actually a
man's had a
professional person. This is actually a
couple,
person
maybe.
that has like an office job. She's got a desk some place in the Sony offices, probably wears like a suit, maybe a tie, little like pencil skirt or something to the office on a professional tip. But she's
Bro,
out here
have you seen your
uh,
spectacles and outfit
spewing
yourself?
angry, racially motivated attacks
Brother
on
thinks
journalists.
that gangsters
It was quite
can't
baffling,
dress
quite
formal then.
confusing. So she said, "I'm talking about you, you nerdy freak." Now
Alright,
she
give me
was
two
on
seconds.
hot, basically, as we would probably say in Bronx drill terms, right? She was on hot coming to me.
As we would
So,
say in Bronx
I
drill
thought,
terms,
you know what, I'm not
brother,
gonna
you're
have
not
that. I disagree
from
with that. I'm
over
gonna
in
clap back.
New York way.
I hit back and I said, none of that energy for the guy getting rich of convincing kids that gangbanging and carrying knives and guns is cool in his music, but all the smoke for a journalist talking about it makes sense.
Eh?
Now, I'm not somebody that would
Brother,
ever...
twat law, mate. You make your money off of people getting shot, mate. Literally. Man makes his money off of... I don't know if I'd call it gang culture. I sure as shit won't call him a hip-hop journalist. Man focuses on drill. Yeah? People going around... Well, drill artists who are literally drilling people is what he focuses on. You know, the smoke, the unaliving of others, well, yeah. Anyway, so none of that energy for the guy getting rich, convincing kids that gangbanning... Fuck's sake! How ironic is this? Because Twat Laurie, he is pretty much not the guy referenced there by himself, but he is a guy who is getting rich, well, or just getting wages, of convincing kids that gangbanging, well, I wouldn't say convincing, but he glamorizes gang life, gang culture. He glamorizes the shit out of it. And carrying knives and guns is cool. That's what you do, twat law. All of that. All the smoke for a journalist talking about it makes sense. To be honest, hell yeah, that makes sense. It really does. Because you are seriously pushing it a bit much, you know. Someone tell Twat Law. Maybe we'll have to break it down another time, like.
Gangster rap artists, you know, artists that are telling their story, you know. And I think that the most forgiving thing when it comes to gangster rap and drill music is the fact that you've got real guys, or women in some cases, going through real street situations, coming out of real poverty, coming out of real inequality, really difficult circumstances.
Trauma
Unfortunately, being
and
placed
other
in violent
situations.
Sometimes that's kill or be killed. Sometimes that's shoot or be shot, stab or be stabbed.
There's
and
a
you
lot
have to have
more
a
to
certain
it.
degree
It's
of
not just
sympathy,
that.
especially when it comes to the socio-economic conditions that sometimes leads people to the life of
Brother,
crime. Some people don't even necessarily
you're just
have a choice.
hyping it up
Some
so
people are
that
born into that life. Some
you're,
people are
you
sucked
know,
into it by circumstance.
privileged
So you always
kids who
got,
ain't
you know, as a journalist,
got no
as a
problems want to
sympathetic
be
and leading
involved.
journalist,
That's
you
what
have to
you're
kind of
doing yourself,
appreciate the
my
nuance of
guy.
this. And really, I see drill music and gangster rap really as an outlet for kind of, you know, downtrodden individuals of any race, really, coming out of a really difficult...
Of any race, really. Oh my lord. Basically, he sees the bloody rappers as downtrodden black peoples. But he will say of any race, really. Come on, Twat Law. You downtrodden as well. Come on, man. You're just putting bare disrespect on a lot of people, my guy. Shit. It's bad.
Environment and living a difficult life. To kind of redeem themselves
Man's
and
a bit behind, innit? Does he not realise there are people of every nationality, religion, bloody skin complexion, race, ethnicity that are suffering, struggling, and they do get, you know, bloody took by gangs or indoctrinated, took with force or indoctrinated, or like now, because a man like this, you're gonna have some kids who never had to go down that path who want to and who try to. Why? Well, some of them are gonna be so young and naive, you know, that they literally gonna think, oh, my rap career might pop off if I go down that route, you know. Twat Law and them might do vids on me. So, you know, shit, it ain't good. 1 second of it, boys.
out of that lifestyle, you know, get out of the trap that Central Seed likes to rap about. Get out of the tit-for-tat gang wars that consume so many people and lead to so much death and destruction. I think that it's really important for those individuals that have lived that life to be able to tell those stories and you
Brother.
know, monetize their stories, monetize the situations that they've been through, talk about the things that have.
So why then is it Twat Law who's monetizing it all? It's Twat Law who's pretty much summarizing the stories and telling the actual stories. The guys who are bossing some rhymes, you know, spitting some bars on the situations, ain't so much telling their story. They're spitting some bars, waiting for, you know, other people, like YouTubers and stuff, to tell their story, to plug them and that. One Up and Better would be MTV doing it back in the day. What a VH1 behind the scenes kind of
Happen to
vibe.
them, express their pain, express their feelings, and use that music as an outlet, as a therapy to better their situation. I think that's
But do
something
you know
that's
what's
really
better
important.
than that, Twat Law? What's better than that, Twat Law? Bloody keeping your head down in school, you know? Serious. Or you make your money on the roads and that, and you try to do some, if you're physically, mentally able and that, go get your head in a book at any age, even if you're in jail. Get studying. Maybe you have to do your first certificates, whatever, first. Then you do your open uni in there, whatever. Booker, come out, and you get legit money, man. And then you build a life in which your kids won't, you know, won't have to aspire to be a G, because they'll see their dad or mum as a regular middle class person that they've become through the studies. How come that ain't promoted? We could go into the whole situation. We did this once before on this channel about not only the hip hop police and like all the mob within music industry. Not that we've gone into that, because what say the other thing? Oh yeah, how there was a lot of actors brought in. You know, Iran Contra was bringing all the crack and that, boom, boom. How we gonna get a load more people to sell it? Oh, yes, let's hire some actor dudes. We'll have them be gangster rappers. We'll shove them all over the airwaves, glamorize the shit out of it. Boom, boom. Loads of people is gonna want to sell crack on the bloody corner now. You get me? We'll go into more of that another day.
But the interesting thing about this is, arguably, you could say that Central C is one of those people who didn't necessarily live the life to that extent, certainly not the extent that he raps about it, but has certainly monetized it more than all of the people,
Brother,
people like Digga D.
no, you've monetized it.
Trauma and the baggage of actually
Central C, on the other hand, he ain't seen like that.
Being placed in kill or be killed
He's seen as
situations, which I'm
pretty
sure are very
fucking
traumatic,
innocent,
where you actually
and he's
being
just
forced to make
doing
a decision
music.
with the hand that you're dealt that maybe you don't want to make. Central C is not really somebody that is in that position, and I argue in the video that that's actually possibly what's allowed him to get so far in his career. You know, that's why Central C is, you know, laughing it up with a $25 million record deal, traveling around the world, having #1 albums, and Digga D is languishing in jail, not because he's an idiot, but because he's so been sucked into the streets
No.
from such a young age that it's so hard to.
It's like the attitude of your person who ain't, like, how can I put it? A big part of it, right? Shit. A lot of guys who are like, how can I put this? A lot of men who are hardcore into quote unquote gang life, right? They, shit, you take them down to a record label to meet execs and whatever. Some just don't have the attitude or even the moral values to be able to get signed, literally, or to be able to engage, or to be able to get along with the bloody label. Even, like, you have to be a respectful person, and sadly a lot of people, a lot of quote unquote gangsters, they ain't got those morals and that respect. So say I link up a connection between a quote unquote roadman who, you know, has a habit of violating people and has just the wrong attitude. Of course he's not going to get bloody signed And even if he does, he's not going to be able to go to the next heights, you know. And if there's a risk of him going to jail, it's not going to be the same deal. Anyway, let's let Twatlaw
break out
talk.
of that cycle, especially when you're dealing with mountains of trauma. You know, groups of
It's
people
not
that drag you in
necessarily
and peer
the
pressure you into a
trauma,
lifestyle that maybe you
but
don't want to live
peer
anymore.
pressure, of
So I just
course,
think
is
these are all really important things to
thing
express.
around
And,
someone
you know,
getting
when I
away
clap back
from the
to
streets, quote
Shawnee,
unquote.
you know, that's something that I wanted to just kind of condense into quite a simple comment. And this nuance, unfortunately, was completely lost on her. Her response to this
Twatlaw,
devolved
you
into what I
promote
would call
all of
childish
that, bro.
playground level attacks. She said, "You're not a journalist."
Well,
What?
you're
Apparently
not,
okay,
to be
I'm not a
honest.
journalist. I'm a weirdo.
You're a
And all the
YouTuber.
people like you. Oh, sorry, and all of the people on the internet like you. What kind of people are you
I
talking
wouldn't
about?
say
I mean,
man's
if I
a
was going to
quote
refer back
unquote
to your first
weirdo. That's
comment,
a bit much.
you know, I would either discern you're talking about, you know, nerdy white boys. I mean, maybe you have something against people that wear glasses. Maybe you've got something against another group of
Bruh,
people.
you
But a
probably
weird
only wear
fetish of black people,
standout
I don't really
glasses
understand that,
as a
because I made a
gimmick,
video about Central C, who's
an
actually
image
not, you know,
thing.
I'm sorry to make it about this, but Central C, as we learn in the video, Central C is not black, and that's fine. That's completely fine. I'm not a racist, so I don't
Brother,
judge people.
hold up. You've gone out your way to say that Central C is not black. Is anyone gonna tell him? Twatlaw, check the mirror. Cause, you know. But yeah, we do know Central C is not black. You know, like. And bro, after you've just said that, he also said, he followed it up with a comment, "I'm not a racist." Why would you even have to say that?
You know, based on the color of their skin, I judge people based on the content of their character. You know, as I'm sure you're aware, is a very infamous statement by the great Martin Luther King. But I judge people based on the content of their character,
Brother,
not the color.
Did he seriously just quote Martin Luther King to try what? To try what? Convince people he's not focusing on race heavily, or as he puts it, that he's quote unquote not a racist. He just quoted Martin Luther King, and then said, "As I'm sure you know." Really? What? So if you don't know a quote from Martin Luther King, what? That makes you a racist? Are you fucking kidding me? He's just made it seem outright like he is, what did he call it? If he's not racist, he's, what's that word? Meghan Markle used it.
As we learn in the video, Central C is not black, and that's fine. That's completely fine. I'm not a racist, so I don't judge people, you know, based on the color of their skin. I judge people based on the content of their character.
Listen to the next line.
You know, as I'm sure you're aware, is a very infamous statement by the great Martin Luther King. But
seriously,
I judge people based on the content of their character.
Right, so that sort of almost implies if you don't know what Martin Luther King said, that then what? Would that make someone a racist in his dumb head? Really? Brother, you're coming across like one of them people who says, "I'm not racist, my best friend's black." Do you know what I mean? But his way of putting shit is, "I'm not racist. Look, I'll quote Martin Luther King," and then say, "As I'm sure you know." Like, what the fuck?
Not the color of their skin. And the content of Central C's character is that, you know, he was a drug dealer, and maybe not necessarily as a gangster to the extent that his music would have you believe. He's not black, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
What?
But you know, it seems that
He just wants
eyes,
controversy,
you know,
innit?
a white boy with glasses having a weird fetish of black people and gang culture makes me sick. I'm sick, and you know, disgusting. She said, you know, she's just painting me as this disgusting, horrible.
He ain't a journalist, like he said. Sure as shit ain't a hip hop journalist.
I just thought that was just not only incredibly
He's a
unfair,
YouTuber
but
who
incredibly
does vids
disingenuous
on
coming
bloody
from somebody that's actually
drill,
working
not
in the industry
not
to
hip-hop.
monetize
And they are
the actual
different,
gang
but
wars,
you
the comments about gang
they're
violence on behalf of
far
somebody
from
that
each other
actually
now.
hasn't necessarily gone through those experiences, hasn't actually lived those experiences. And as somebody that doesn't necessarily just judge people based on the color of their skin, whether he's black, white,
Bloody hell, he's
Asian,
still
Chinese,
stressing
Guyanese,
that he's not
an
racist best he
alien
can.
come from the planet Mars.
Is he
I don't give a
serious?
shit. I just really care about the content of his character, the content
Why
of
are
his music,
you
and what he's pushing.
keeping
And
trying
I'm
to
also somebody that
prove
doesn't really
that you're
judge
not
people's music,
racist
just
while
because they're pushing gang
seeming
violence. But for some
racist?
reason, this white boy with glasses and occasional bow
Oh,
tie
great!
wearing
Now he's on about his own
nerdy
skin
freak, as
color.
she would claim. I mean, I'm certainly a freak in the sheets, but I don't know if that's what she's quite referring to.
What
Apparently, I'm the
the
problem. Okay,
fudge?
she's not the problem. Sench isn't the problem.
What
Digger D's
the
not the problem. No,
fudge?
well, apparently I'm not even a journalist.
No,
I'm
you're
the
not. You're a
problem.
YouTuber.
I'm an issue. You're an A&R at a record label, right?
Oh,
A&R. I mean, if
no
you want to say I'm not a
way.
journalist, what's an A&R, right? You're a professional coattail rider. You find
What
people that are
the-
actually talented and have actually, well, whether or not they've even been through
Is
the
he
real
for
freak
real?
gang lifestyle that the
The
music industry
fuck?
is so desperate to hear from these days. Your
Brother.
story, your role in the industry is a blood-sucking leech to basically find people that
That's
have
what
actually
he is, the
potentially been through
blood-sucking
that
leech.
scenario,
He
or not,
finds
people
people
that just lie
who've,
about it and just want to make it up
you
and build a
know,
persona around
shot
living a lifestyle
someone
that real actual
and
people
happen
are
to rap,
suffering
then he
trauma
makes a
from
piece
having
on him.
lived, and to make money out of it and to do
That's what
commerce
he
and to
does.
do business off the back of it. And I just think it's really disingenuous and wrong. I dealt with this when I had the King Von video, and
He knows that everyone thinks he's
I had
disingenuous
A&Rs, aka
and wrong.
coattail riding,
And he just don't give a fuck.
who don't actually provide any creative value to
Which
the market, coming
is-
at me, telling me that
What?
I was wrong for exposing King Von for allegedly having
Jeez.
murdered 7 people and made millions of dollars off of not just rapping about it, but mocking the victims, making fun of them, and continuing to plan murders. And for some reason, there's so much cognitive dissonance in this space that people are actually convinced
This
that I'm
guy,
the problem,
man,
and they're
what
convinced
the
that this guy that's killing
fudge?
people, or in the case of Central C, this guy that has taken a persona that he never actually lived, a persona of, let's keep it real, not even necessarily always, but at least in Digger D's case, black
You know what?
trauma, being
Central
born into
C
circumstances
does
of
not have
poverty
to
and a
do all
cycle of
this
violence
shit
you
that
can't
he's
escape, that you
doing.
never chose, stealing
know,
that persona, putting it on as a
trying
facade,
to-
making money off of it,
Literally,
and then having
he's
these
doing
leeches
a
come around
facade.
like Shawnee to prop them up and do commerce and squeeze money out of it, squeeze deals out of it, and commodify gang violence.
That's what he's doing.
commercialise gang
He's
violence in a
glamorizing
way
gang
that
violence.
isn't actually
Central C
necessarily
ain't
helpful. I
doing
love
that.
Central C's music, but
He
is
is,
his
though.
music actually promoting and glorifying the gang violence?
You
Or is
are
it
the
making
one
things
doing
better?
that, you donkey. Do you know what this reminds me of? When Pete Doherty was taking loads of drugs, right? Wasn't Pete glamorizing the drugs, really? He was just taking them because he needed them to not be sick. The media were the ones glamorizing the gear that he was doing. You know? Shit, I'm almost calling Twat Law a journalist in this case, but, it's him who's glamorizing shit. I mean, he makes videos normally about what? Chicago drill rappers who killed one of the ops from another crew, like, yeah, my
I don't
gosh.
see too much responsibility in Central C's music. I don't really see that kind of thing. I don't really get any sense of
And
kind of
he talks
responsibility or
almost in
him kind of talking
reverse.
about
He knows damn well
the
that we don't see
consequences and the
him
traumas and the
giving a
negativity
damn
that comes with it, because he's
about
not dealing with that.
the
Look,
negativity
I
or the
appreciate that he's
consequences
got friends that have passed
of
away.
what he's making money from.
A friend that passed away due to street violence. And
Oh,
certainly
hell
traumatic. I
no.
don't want to take away.
He was smirking when he said that. It was like, a friend. And he was smiling when he said a friend. Like it's laughable that, oh, he ain't got 10 friends that passed away. He's only got one. Dickhead, well, you ain't from that at all. Like, what the hell? Are you jealous that Central C's been through more shit than you?
Appreciate that he's got friends that have passed away.
Watch the smile.
Got a friend that passed away due to street violence, and
See?
that's certainly traumatic.
You can see
I
the
don't want to
smirk
take
in
away
his
from that,
eyes.
and I explore that very much in the video. And I actually argue against the detractors who say, "Oh, he never even really knew him like that." To say that that's his real lived experience and that's his
But,
trauma.
you
But at the end
know-
of the day, what you guys are doing is you're commodifying and you're commercializing this gang trauma.
Bruv, that's what you do.
Just
You
for
know
money,
it.
and not living it, not really trying to push these genuine voices. You're actually trying to
Maybe-
suppress the real, authentic voices of people that have actually lived this experience
Look,
and actually have something
maybe
genuine to say
Twat
about
Law
it, and boosting up
and
an
Sench
inauthentic voice, a
should
caricature
go and listen to
of what
people
have
who've
really
been
gone through. I
through,
think it's extremely disingenuous,
being
and I think that it's quite
kidnapped, being
embarrassing
enslaved,
that
all
somebody
that kind
that's
of shit
supposedly like a
by gangs,
professional
being
executive in the
stabbed,
industry
being scared,
to,
being jailed, so I'm
to
having
be
to
acting
take
like
raps.
this. And I think
Maybe they should have to go through it for a week.
It's just funny for me to kind of see somebody just get so rabid, foaming at the mouth, like goddamn you know, like a just angry at me for just doing my job as a journalist. I am a journalist.
No, you're a YouTuber.
Actually, the leading journalist.
You're not a bloody leading journalist.
In the UK hip hop
No,
scene.
you're really not. And UK hip hop scene, what the fuck is man on about? Like, the UK hip hop scene, hip hop specifically, is bloody tiny, mate. Rap, the UK rap scene, bigger, because it's under the rap umbrella. Fuck it, I'm not even gonna say too much on this, because what if Twatlaw comes along and actually gets an education? Fuck that, man. He can pay me degree prices. Literally. On a result, I don't hate the dick, but...
I would say I don't think there is anybody that's really doing what I'm doing. You know, for you to see a 3-hour video breaking this down and, you know, going after...
3 hours.
For not being genuine, for not being a real journalist. I made a 3-hour deep dive. I implore you.
Yeah, not about
anybody
yourself
that's gonna
though,
dive
is it?
As deep as I have done on Central C, you're not gonna find it. It's not gonna happen because it doesn't exist. Because I really am the #1 leading journalist in this space, doing what I do.
Oh,
Nobody
hell
would-
no. You're not a fucking journalist. Someone slap him and tell him. He's a bloody YouTuber, man. And, you know, to boot, it's quite pathetic how, you know, his thing is glamorizing, you know, literally killing people, and, you know, you're taking the money from guys who are living quite shit quality lives in a lot of cases, and be that through danger or even sometimes for a lack of money in some cases, but not always that. Like, oh, fucking
gone
hell.
to the effort.
He knows this will bring controversy about that. I think he's trying to get someone to come test him.
To spend 2 months of their time digging deep into Central C's backstory if they weren't a good and dedicated journalist. So,
Brother,
I see her putting up...
you serious?
video
There
of
are
Tay
people
Savage.
who are actually fucking fans who know stuff about a lot of the UK rappers, mate. I could tell you a lot about a lot of UK artists. Yeah? Didn't mean that I was like, ooh, I'm a journalist, I'm gonna dig for 3 hours. It wasn't like that. It's from naturally being into rap. Not the drill artist. It's not drill. He's in, this is what I say, his thing is drill. Specifically, criminals in drill. Gangsters in drill. Quote unquote gang culture and drill combined. Like, what I could tell people's about is what I've learned naturally through actually bloody being a hip hop head in regards to hip hop artists. Then, like, rap, under the rap umbrella, UK rap artists I could tell you about, but I don't have to sit down and bloody do no studying. It's learned naturally, progressively, because of being actually into it. I'm not just leeching.
Pressing me on Twitter.
Like,
you know, Tay Savage is my homie. You literally don't have any idea what you're talking about. You know, you
I
probably
don't
should
think
have
I'm ever going to
checked
cover
out me
this
and Tay
dude again,
Savage
because he
kicking it
really
with
is
Six Flags.
milking
You know, we're sharing the toxic waste.
the
We're
whole,
hanging out. You don't actually know what's going on behind the
well,
scenes.
he's
You know,
milking
people
drill.
that want to put me down and act like, yeah, you're this horrible.
The fact he's using the
like, bro,
word
people actually
hip hop,
fuck with me.
though, that's a
Real
bit
gangsters fuck with
peak.
me, bro. Like, real
What?
gangsters actually rate what I'm doing.
Or are they
The
just people you're
Americans, they
pretending are
understand that this kind
gangsters?
of thing's promo, and you guys should actually be
Not
thankful
in every
for
case.
creating a
Don't
3-hour
get
press
twisted.
piece of promo that is actually glowing and positive about your artist. And I
But
don't think that
there's
you
a
would be so
couple I
angry
could
at
name
me
who,
on a
you
level
know.
talking about, you know, your weird fetish of black people and gang culture if you actually didn't feel a little bit like that
Also,
yourself.
why
And I feel like
the
sometimes, you know, you see
right,
it a
the
lot.
people he sees as
People
real
kind of go at
gangsters,
other
why do
people
they
and
quote
really they're
unquote fuck with
kind of
him?
revealing their own
Is
insecurities.
it
And
for
I wonder, you know, I
promo?
wonder whether
Is it
there's a little bit of kind of
because,
insecurity
you know,
and regret over this negative gang
they're
culture that
getting
apparently is
something
just so
from him?
disgusting and makes you sick, even though you're the one promoting
They
it.
probably
So
think he's
that's
got
probably something that's
the
eating
view
her up
count
inside,
that shows
and
when
something that
it's
she's
not
really
like
struggling
that.
to accept and process that she's
That's
become
all.
a part of. And I think this video probably highlighted that. You know, probably don't want to confront the fact that Central C has gotten rich off of a gang persona. You know, the music, the success, the career was not hitting when Central
Imagine
C,
you have to
when it was
tell
nose, ring, and
yourself you're the
ponytail
number
days.
one
These days,
in
no
the
one was trying to hear
UK.
it. Nobody cared at all.
Oh, what's
It
he on
wasn't
about
until
now?
nobody cared, right? No one was checking for this guy. Nobody cared until the gang stuff started. Until it was time for the Nike Tech tracksuit, in time for the young bulls holding shanks, time
This
for all
guy,
the
what
little
the
comments
fuck?
about Bro's got the poker tucked, he's got the whole gang surrounding him, all of that stuff. Nobody cared until then. And what you guys are doing is you're a giant record label machine perpetuating these same stereotypes that you yourself falsely claim to not like. Meanwhile, I'm over here doing genuinely
Falsely
good
claim to
journalism,
not like.
you know, and just
What is
just
he
really
on
trying to get to
about
the heart of
now?
what's really going on. And you guys are really in the business of just trying to suppress what's going on, trying to put people down based
What's
on
he
their race,
talking
not
about?
on the merit of their character or their work. Just
Nah,
for the
brother,
record,
you're putting people down, and you're the one bringing up race, and you're the one fucking glamorizing gang culture, and you're the knobhead. You're the one doing all this shit for controversy to try fucking, what is this? You think you're gonna go boom from it? Like, fuck's sake. Like, really? Is this to keep people actually bothering to continue watching the fact that it's hate viewing? Like, it's not gonna get respect though, is it? You know what I mean?
you know, I would say just go and check out the video. You know, I feel like this sort of thing always backfires. You know, this is out there for the history books now.
Hell fucking no.
That you got.
No. Just no. You know what I mean? Fuck no, actually. Check out a video, you mud. You know what I mean? You mental. Like, and I just don't believe the view count at all. Oh fucking hell, it went up bloody fast, didn't it? It went up a few thousand at fucking 5 AM. Within like 20 minutes. Yeah, right. Jeez. Damn. The comment section will be jokes, isn't it? It's hilarious. People get mad at Twaddle for making videos about things these guys have put on the internet themselves, said themselves, etc. Well, yeah, because dickhead, he, he's pulling out all of the crimes and sort of putting them together for cops to, go through. Like, just because people saying things loosely, say something 1 year, 3 years later they drop something else in a track, don't mean they want someone to come along, take that lyric and then piece it together with that, put like a puzzle together, and then have a Fed come and watch it, does it? Apparently some guy in Chicago were really mashed up because of what man was saying. But anyways. Jeez. His mate must have wrote a lot of these comments. Or he's wired it up this way. I don't actually know anyone in real life who's a fan of his. Maybe I shouldn't say that because it's harsh, but it's true. Oh, Lord. Professional Fed, someone put. Great. So, there's gonna be like loads and loads and loads of BS on the UK now, is there? Fucking hell. He'll be saying that every man and his dog has had shootouts with each other. Then you'll get some poor bloody naive kids who go and bloody literally off somebody because of thinking that actually happened. Obviously some peeps do that or whatever, but people who've done M's, URDERs, red rums, backwards, they tend to not actually broadcast it. So yeah. But great. I feel sorry for the kids and the youth of today, because You know? Some of them are gonna buy into it. If man's gonna make out every man and his dog has done M's, then the youngers are gonna go do something, ain't they? And then, yeah. What, like, if he himself got, you know, M'd off, unalived, or half part unalived, you know, put in hospital that way, I think he'd probably actually literally think bloody twice. Especially if it was by someone who literally only joined a gang because of his content glamorizing all of that. And it is possible that that may happen, which is a bit peak, because no one, including Twatlaw, no one should have to be mashed up. But yeah, as said, you know, it's YouTube on that. I mean, I don't hate Twatlaw like that, but you know, say, let it Leo. So, why did you say you exposed him as a fake gangster, knowing Sench never claimed to be a gangster? Exactly. It's just dumb. Because everyone, like, you know what I mean? It's just promo for Central C, innit, basically. But, like, artists, man, they need to let their music do their damn talking. There's a lot of artists who, I don't know, they seem to stop bloody doing the damn music. Stop making a damn content and that. Why do they do that for? That's why people go into them in the first place. Go make some bangers, innit? Forget creating some really silly ass backstory that bloody influences kids to go and off their own friends and shit. Do you know what I mean? Make some damn music. Serious though. There's an iceberg with XXX.
XXX Tentacion is a late rapper who was one of the most influential artists
for a
of the
quick
mid
sec
to
so I
late
can sort
2010s.
something.
He was one of the main figures in the rise of the SoundCloud rap scene, becoming one of the biggest artists to
But yeah,
originate
as I
from
said, I
platform.
don't hate
He was
Twat
often
Law, and
labeled
at the
as
end
the
of the
most
day,
controversial
we all
artist
know he
because
loves
of
a
the
little bit
questions
of,
and certain allegations that were made against him.
well,
But he would
his
praise
name
the
being said,
positivity
right?
more and
So
more as he got
I
older.
guess
While
that's
X's
something
rapid
that
ascent
he
music
should
was
be
the first
happy
five
on
in the world,
about.
his cult-like fan base grew exponentially with every release, despite the his music explored a wide variety of genres, including emo, trap, lo-fi, indie rock, punk rock, nu metal, and hip-hop. His legacy is complicated, with some praising him for the honesty and realness in his songs dealing with his mental health struggles, and others denouncing him for his past history of violence. If you listen to hip-hop and rap, you most likely heard his name and know at least a little bit about him. So how far does your knowledge of XXX Tentacion go?
How far is it bloody supposed to go?
In this video, I'll be explaining the full XXX
You know what I
Tentacion
mean? I don't
iceberg,
need to be an
covering everything
expert.
there is to know about the late, genre-bending SoundCloud rap icon. Now let's take a dive in and find out how deep your knowledge of X really goes.
What is it, a competition to see who knows more on that?
Sad is XXX Tentacion's most popular single, reaching #1.
It's a shame that there was many people who didn't even listen to Man until he passed. I think that's proper sad, actually. Because, you know, it's not even X who's getting the profits here, is it?
The song was recorded while X was on house arrest, and it released March 2nd, 2018, alongside Changes, as the lead single from his album, Question Mark. The song debuted at number 17 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart, but jumped from number 52 to number 1 after his passing, making X the first artist to posthumously top the chart since the Notorious B.I.G. with Mo Money, Mo Problems. On June 19th, a day after
Don't believe that stat, mate.
the song was played 10.4 million times on Spotify, breaking Spotify's record for the most streams in a day, beating Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do, which got 10.1
Like
million
MJ
streams
didn't go
in a day.
top of the
The
chart
Audio for
after
Sad
he
is also
passed.
X's
Mad,
most viewed
like,
YouTube video, having over 1.1
excuse the
billion
sound.
views. The music video for Sad premiered one day after his memorial service on June 28th, 2018. It was written and directed by X himself, and
I
it
did
shows
say
an older X
excuse it.
attending the funeral of his younger self. The younger
Yeah,
X
and then he
returns to
got
life,
off.
and the two begin fighting, leading to
I
X
think man
defeating his younger
probably
self.
knew
On a
us
piece of
kind.
paper
It's a
appearing on the
dodgy
screen that
industry,
reads,
man. It's a
"People
mob
change,
industry.
things change, and so did I."
in a
Jocelyn Flores
conspiracy is
was
a
a friend
false
of
like
X who
fictional
suffered
book
from
that I'm
depression
gonna
and
write,
took her
but
own life
obviously
in May 2017 while staying with X in Florida for a photo
conspiracy
shoot.
says it's like
Another
that,
girl
not
was
like
also
before.
staying with X at the time, and while he was out to attend his cousin's prom, a bag containing $7,000 in cash was raided, and neither girl took
Yeah,
responsibility
so
for it.
man off
Concerned that the
stuff.
tension between the two guests would end in violence, X expelled both girls from his home and rescinded the offer from Flores to model for him. She checked into the Hampton Inn in Coconut Creek shortly before midnight and was found dead in the morning. Shortly
He was
after her
there,
death,
you
X would
donkey.
dedicate the song Revenge to Jocelyn, writing, "Rest in peace, Jocelyn. I will have
And
my
her
revenge
parents
upon the
didn't
world," in the
actually want
song's
that
description
song
on
released.
SoundCloud. X also posted tweets about the situation, which were later deleted, and
And
took
he
to
was
Instagram
kind of
Live to detail the
disrespectful
events
to
personally.
her family as
She,
well.
in a unexplained,
You saw X did use a lot of things
she
to,
killed herself when she came down here, and
let's just say to his advantage. I'll go into it in depth another
Yeah.
time, but
it was a devastating situation to deal with.
X would then go on to dedicate the second song from his debut studio album, 17, to her, titling it Jocelyn Flores. The song is now one of X's most popular songs, being certified 5 times platinum and peaking at number
some
19
say
on
that
the
was his
Billboard Hot 100
sacrifice.
after debuting at number 31.
You know how
Flores'
everybody,
family
like
members have had
Kanye said,
conflicting
is
views on the use of her name as the song's title.
lost
Some
someone
felt
close to
touched and
them.
honored, while others felt strongly offended by X not asking permission to use her name.
It's not cool to replay that noise, right?
Look at Me is XXXTentacion's first ever single to chart, and it was a song that
I'm not
basically
sure
blew up his
replay is the
career.
right word.
The song was first released on December 30th, 2015 on the SoundCloud account of Rojas, the song's co-producer. The beat was initially intended for another artist named Richie P, but he was locked up due to Rojas and the beat is up for grabs. X went into the booth,
Not
which is in
that.
a closet, and recorded the song in 15 minutes as he already knew the whole song in his head before he made it. For a year, the song received a modest level of attention, but by late 2016 and early 2017, it blew up online while X was in jail. The song first charted in February 2017 and reached as high as number 34 on the Hot 100 in April of 2017. A big reason for the
Bro, I
song's surge
didn't
in
even realize
popularity
we had
came in
peeps up
January
in here.
2017 when Drake previewed a song called
not my
KMT,
fault I have a
which had a
fucking
similar
cold.
sounding flow to Look at Me.
That cold. And it is. That really ain't my fault.
For KMT, X tweeted his frustration at the similarities. Drake denied stealing the flow,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
admitted there were similarities, prompting X to respond from
for
jail, saying he
Rizzo.
would rather a big-name artist like Drake help with his legal situation rather than steal his flow and not give any credit. The song would end up serving
What,
as the
steal
lead
his
single
flow
for
for
X's
2
debut
bars?
mixtape Revenge, and it was
Ah,
also the first
shout
song X
out.
that
We got
debuted on iTunes
125 on the
and Spotify. The
subscribes.
song
That
topped
is
2
a
times
beautiful
platinum
thing.
and ranked as one of the 100 songs that
It's
defined the 2010s decade by
beautiful.
Billboard. On June 18th, 2018, X went to Bank of America to withdraw money before heading to Riva Motorsports in Deerfield Beach, Florida. After withdrawing money from the bank,
I'm sorry
X was
for my
followed by
cold,
a
though,
dark-colored
unreal.
Dodge
I
Journey
can't
SUV.
help
X
the
entered
fact
Riva
that,
Motorsports with
you
his
know,
uncle.
I
X
know
and
it's
accomplices
all
Robert
full
Allen
idiots
and
and
Edric
that, but
Williams followed X inside the store.
sound like
Williams and
bloody
Allen walked
nose,
right
but
past X as he was browsing motorcycles.
Shop Gerard Pelledo today, online and in our showrooms. And
Half an hour later, X left the dealership,
you know what I mean? I can't help my
BMW
cold.
and began to drive away from the dealership. The SUV drove in front of X's car, blocking him in while Trayvon Newsom and Michael Boatwright exited the vehicle and demanded property from X. There was a brief struggle that occurred, which resulted in X being shot multiple times in the neck by Boatwright. Witnesses told police Newsom and Boatwright took a Louis Vuitton bag from X's vehicle and then ran to the black Dodge. An open casket service for X took place at BB&T Center in Sunrise, Florida on June 27th, where his fans were allowed to pay their respects.
We have already
His
on the
private
channel
funeral took
realized
place a few
Bar's
days
gone
later, where artists
into
such as Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty,
well,
Denzel Curry,
a lot
and
around
Erykah
his
Badu
death,
were
a
among the
lot.
attendees. He was laid to rest at the Gardens of Boca
We went into
Raton
that quite
Memorial
deep.
Park in Boca Raton, Florida. X's music would explode in popularity immediately following his passing.
Everyone in the
with a
comments come to
16-fold
the
sales
conclusion that
increase
Drake
across all
had at
streaming
least a
and
part in
download
it, right?
platforms, and also a
And then Drake's
7,000-fold
team
sales increase
decided
in
to be
CDs on Amazon.
a
The
bit
week after his death, his most
fussy
recent album,
about
Question Mark,
sicko
sold
mode
90,000
being
album
in that
units,
stream.
up from 19,000 the previous week.
Even though X's people and other artists were completely fine with the tracks being in there, courtesy of UMG being fantastic with me and the team. But yeah, I mean,
Question Mark is XXX
I think it's because
first album
of,
to debut at number 1
well,
and his most popular album being
everyone in the
certified 3
comments
times platinum.
conclusion.
The album released on March 16th, 2018 and was the last album X released before his passing. The
I
album
don't
features
think
a
them
variety of
fans,
genres
their
such as alternative rock,
supporters, I
emo,
don't think they
trap,
turn the
acoustic,
notifications
cloud
on.
rap,
Because them
reggaeton
two, I
pop,
ain't
and
seen them
classic
up
hip
in
hop. When promoting the
the
album,
comment
X was
section
quoted
for
saying,
like
"This album's not about the
at least
words,
2
it's about the
weeks.
feeling. It'll be very hard to understand, but very easy to listen to. It's not what you're expecting, even if you feel like you understand my music. Be prepared to not understand this music." People definitely enjoyed the music because the album sold 131,000 copies in
Kim
its first week
Kardashian
and went
released
number
a
1
photo,
in 8
yeah,
different countries. The album contains some of
where
X's
she
most
looks
popular
like
songs to date, such as
she's
Sad,
not
Moonlight, and
like.
Changes. At the
Well, she
2019
looks
Billboard
mixed
Music
race, and
Awards,
it's from
Fresh Love was nominated for
1994.
the top Billboard
She's probably
200
done some
album,
editing
among
on
other
that.
nominations.
Kim K in
17 is X's
1994
second
looking
Councilman's
mixed
debut
race.
studio album, which he described as
Confusing, yeah?
thoughts and real life situations I've lived.
It was released on August 25th, 2017, and debuted at number 2 on the US Billboard 200. The album is now
Hope we ain't
certified double
lost.
platinum.
Yeah,
and
we ain't
contains
lost
some
no
of X's most popular songs, such as Jocelyn
none of our
Flores, Everybody Dodging the
2004
Nightmares, and Fuck Love's the
followers
Dress, who is the only feature
on
on the album. X
Twitter.
stated that the album's target audience is people who suffer from
Thankfully,
depression,
no one
hoping
left
that the
us
album
on
can
there
help numb or
for
cure for them. The meaning of the
speaking
name of
with
this album
Kanye.
came from when X turned 13, and his birthday wish was to be dead at age 18. 17 would have been his last year on Earth. The cover of the album also shows notes that X wrote, and one of them reads, "My sanity left me when I was 17. My heart broke beyond repair when I was 17. I realized the pain is and always will be a cycle when I was 17." X even got the number 17 tattooed on the upper right corner of his forehead. Overall, the album 17 gained a lot of
Oh, we got
popularity
like
and got
9
positive responses from most
loves on
critics.
one
Kendrick
of
Lamar
our
even
comments
promoted the
and
album shortly after its release,
3,400
recommending that people give
impressions
it a listen. X posthumously won favorite soul/R&B
on the
album
Twitter
for 17
of
at the
Kanye
2018
West.
American Music Awards, and the album received a top R&B album nomination at the 2018 Billboard Music Awards.
There's Kanye put this out, by the way,
XXX
language
Tentacion
at the
has
top
7
there.
mugshots in total, but one is by far the most popular. X's
I'm
first
not even
mugshot
sure
was
if they're
taken in
genuine
October
mugshots.
2016 after charges of false
A
imprisonment,
lot of
witness
those are
tampering,
fake,
and
by the
aggravated
way.
battery of
What
his
was
pregnant
just...
girlfriend.
This is the
mugshot
thing,
was
yeah.
reused as part
AI
of X's
is
hit song, Look at
confusing
Me,
people up.
and would even end up becoming one of, if
Because
not
a
the
lot
most
of them
famous
are
picture of
fake
X, as well as one of
mugshots,
the most iconic
and
rapper
people are making
mugshots of all
fake
time.
photos, fake videos, fake audios,
X met Ski
hacking into people's iClouds and
X
getting
met
photos and setting them up with fake
X met Ski
profiles,
Master's
making them
son
look
God in
like
the Juvenile
people
Center
they're
in
not,
2013
basically.
when he was only 15 years old.
Like portraying
Ski
them
said
as
in an
bad
interview
people
with
and
Adam
stuff.
22
It's
that he
wrong.
was surprised by X's criminal charges. While in jail, X had taught Ski about different rapping cadences. After the duo were released, they met up with the intention of committing home invasions, but instead began releasing music together. X eventually joined Ski's group Very Rare before breaking off and starting the Members Only Collective, which Ski Mask then also joined. They would collaborate frequently, and in 2017 they held a revenge tour with Craig Zen. By late 2017, the two had parted ways and begun working on their own projects. At the Rolling Loud Miami Festival in 2018, X and Ski were
Yo, was it
reunited,
long?
reaffirming their friendship. When X passed away, Ski was distraught and
Before
posted
was
online
that damn
saying, "I
thing
wish
on?
I told you how much you really meant to me more often, but out of everyone, you knew my pride that brings me down." Ski even opted to take over X's charity event that he was planning the weekend before his death. X and Ski's friendship was a key factor in both of their music careers, and
This
who knows
doesn't
what
make
would
no
have happened if they
sense.
never met.
Bro, X, mate, I think you need the sound vocal
Take a Step
effects
Back
and
is one of the
auto-tune
most
on.
important songs of the SoundCloud
Because
rap
that
era.
weren't
It was
that
also a
good
pivotal
without
track
it,
in the
was it?
distorted trap trend. The song is notable for its distorted 808s and vocals, which were staples of X and Ski's early careers. This song is the most popular collaboration between the pair, and is certified platinum. The song was recorded next to 2 bunk beds at a porn star's house in Florida with iPhone headphones. X and Ski wanted to name the song
Yeah, I don't
Fucked Up
think that
at
was
first,
done with
but they felt
iPhone
like that was
headphones,
way
if
too
I'm being
basic.
honest, but...
Ski stated, "When we hear the song, what do we think of? And Take a Step Back is what we thought of. Like, you gotta take a step back because the shit is about to go crazy." The song was released May 15, 2016, and was later put on Ski's You Will Regret mixtape, released on June 30th, 2017. When they first started performing the song, they were only performing it for around 100 people, but those 100 people were going crazy. Then when X got out and he and Ski were able to perform it together at Rolling Loud Miami 2017, as well as the Revenge Tour, and no matter where they played it, 50 or 50,000 people, the crowd went crazy. Take a Step Back became an unofficial anthem of Rolling Loud, and was quoted as being one of the defining songs of the festival. Take a Step Back is now a mosh pit anthem and one of the biggest songs from the SoundCloud rap era. Falling Down is XXXTentacion's most popular posthumous song, followed closely by Arms Around You. Falling Down is an alternate version of the song Sunlight on Your Skin by Lil Peep and I Love McConan. After Lil Peep passed away, XXXTentacion encountered a snippet of the song on YouTube and contacted I Love McConan to record a verse for it. The song featuring X wouldn't release until September 19th, 2018, 3 months after X's passing. The song peaked at number 13 on the Hot 100 chart, becoming Lil Peep's highest charting single. The song also went on to be certified platinum. There is controversy behind the release of the single, however, because of claims about Lil Peep's thoughts on X. A producer and friend of Lil Peep's called Fishnart spoke about the song's potential release and was totally against it. He went on to say that Peep didn't support X because of his allegations and that the song is just a ploy for Columbia Records to make money off of Peep.
He explicitly rejected Triple X for his abuse of women, spent time and money getting Triple X's songs removed from his Spotify playlist, and wouldn't have co-signed that song.
X even stated on Instagram after Pete died that they didn't get along, but it hurt to see him go. Once X being a feature was confirmed, many of Lil Peep's close friends, family members, and collaborators were outraged. Lil Peep's mother stated in a comment replying to a fan that it wasn't her choice X got put onto the song, it was I Love McConan's choice. I Love McConan said on his Instagram that he was honored to have co-written the song that X was inspired to be a part of shortly before he died. X's relationship with Geneva Ayala allegedly started after a previous ex-boyfriend of hers posted an illicit picture of her without her consent. Despite not knowing of her yet, X insisted on fighting her boyfriend. The pair ended up meeting for the first time in November of 2014. After 4 intense days together, they parted and didn't see each other for another 18 months when their alleged toxic relationship resumed. Once she moved in with X in late May 2016 is when the alleged abuse and manipulation again to occur. According to Geneva, the first time X met her, she'd been admiring a friend's new grills in a Snapchat video, and that caused X to smash her phone to the ground and strike her across the face. Not only would he strike her again that same day, but he also threatened to replace her a long-handled barbecue four-ball wire barbecue brush, making her pick which one. She told the New Times that X's favorite thing was to back her across the mouth because the welts appeared on the inside of her lips. She also recounts emotional manipulation, saying that X would repeatedly threaten. He also filled a bathtub with water, dangled a microwave over the bath water, and threatened to drop it. According to one witness, X beat Geneva because she had laughed at one of his producer's jokes. The witness also makes clear that the abuse was no secret within X's circle. A woman named Talissa Lee was quoted saying, "It was very clear that he was avoiding her face. He was hitting her under the chin, on her back. Her ribs were all bruised up. All the boys around him, they witnessed that shit. I can't just sit here and hear girls screaming in the next room. Her voice gurgling because she's being put underwater." Geneva's breaking point came months later on October 6, 2016, when X allegedly savagely beat her while she was pregnant so badly that she lost some of her vision. After the beating, X took her phone and left her in his manager's back room for 2 days. X always denied all of these allegations of domestic abuse against him. X spoke on the allegations during a jail call and said that Geneva was never pregnant and that she suffered injuries after getting jumped. X would address these allegations made against him in several songs, as well as naming a song after her titled Ayala Outro, where he tells her that she's the cause of his suffering and wishes that they would have never been together. After X's passing, Geneva would end up appearing on the cover of a song called Heart Eater. The song is about a past relationship in which his heart was destroyed, referring to X's previous relationship with Geneva. The cover depicts Geneva eating a bloody heart, supposedly in line with X's wishes for the song's release. One positive thing to come from their relationship is that when X made the decision to abandon a life of crime for music, he said that his then girlfriend Geneva was someone who helped him realize that music was a better outlet for his feelings than crime. Roll in Peace is a song by Kodak Black featuring XXXTentacion. In the song, X addresses the allegations from Geneva, rapping the line. The song released on August 18, 2017, after X was released on probation for his robbery case, but at the time of the song's release, he was still facing domestic violence charges. X also didn't appear in the music video, but he provided a voiceover before his verse, asking his fans to come and support him during his upcoming court hearing.
I have a court date on the 15th, so I would ask that everyone come to support me and to show the positive influence that I have.
The song ended up peaking at number 31 on the Hot 100 and is now certified triple platinum. Don't Cry is XXXTentacion's second highest charting song, reaching number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was released as a part of Lil Wayne's The Carter 5 on September 28, 2018, 3 months after X's passing. X had no knowledge that he would appear on The Carter 5 because his contributions were added after his passing. In August 2018, Zen showed some of the music he created with X to Lunch Money Lewis, who was a Young Money affiliate. Lewis loved the chorus and showed it to Wayne and Republic Records. Wayne loved it and had Ben Billions put the entire song together. In an interview after the song's release, Wayne revealed that he had no idea who X was, and that X's inclusion was Mac Main's idea. Although X never heard the song, he probably would have approved of it because he often cited Wayne as one of his biggest influences. He revealed that Wayne was one of his favorite rappers in his XXL interview, and he also mentioned that he grew up listening to Wayne in his No Jumper interview and in his interview with 103.5 The Beat. The music video for the song was released on January 23rd, 2019, on what would have been XXXTentacion's 21st birthday. X was known for originating from the SoundCloud platform, being considered one of, if not the most popular artist in the genre known as SoundCloud rap. X used styles and techniques that were unconventional in rap, such as distortion and heavy guitar-backed instrumentals, drawing inspiration from third wave emo and grunge. He uploaded his first ever song to SoundCloud on June 17, 2013, titled News/Flock. In March of 2014, X would upload his first non-deleted song to SoundCloud called Vice City. Two key songs that would start gaining him success were Fuck in April 2015, then I Love It When They Run in November 2015. The song that would gain X mainstream attention is which appeared on SoundCloud in December 2015, but wouldn't blow up until 10.5 months later when the song entered the Billboard charts. X is credited for being a leading figure in the SoundCloud rap genre, which garnered mainstream attention around the same time he did during the mid to late 2010s. In 2017, XXXTentacion was named XXL Freshman via fan-voted spot, which he won by a long shot. He's part of the second most viewed cipher on the XXL channel, alongside Playboy Cardi, Ugly God, and Made in Tokyo. He has one of, if not the most infamous freestyle in XXL history, opting to cut off Sony Digital's beat and performing an ominous acapella about his murderous plot for when the world ends.
And if the world ever has an apocalypse, I will kill all of you fuckers. Fear will be plentiful, death will be bountiful. I will spare none of you peasants.
No one in XXL history has ever done something like this before in a freestyle or a cipher. X's freestyle even spawned various memes throughout the internet. There were also unreleased segments of X's cipher that were released after his death, showing X freestyling in a more traditional manner with the beat still playing.
Hey, on raw with a block, I can't really rock. Teardrop on my homie fit, he got up by no DL, I'm her SCL on Instagram. I can be up for the color inside whip is really jet. Her boyfriend sent me threats, I think that nigga really
The
jet.
accent ain't really.
His fellow freshman Ugly God, who produced a beat and made a song from this freestyle, paying respects to X.
Bro, I just make a wish. All of my buddies are chick. Everyone are not like me. I know what a combat finishes. More raw with a block, I can't really rock.
Jase Dwayne Ricardo Onfroy is XXXTentacion's full legal name. Many refer to him simply as Jase or Ja. LLJ is a very commonly used abbreviation or hashtag that stands for Long Live Jase, which is paying your respect for the late XXXTentacion. LLJ can be found on any social media platform on basically any post that is about X. Jase had a lot of different hairstyles, but the most infamous one was his half blonde, half black short dreadlocks. This hairstyle was actually inspired by the 101 Dalmatians antagonist, Cruella de Vil. Ja's natural hair color was black. In February 2015, he dyed his hair all blonde. On September 21st, 2015, he dyed his hair green, only for a day or two. In July 2016, he got the famous black and blonde dreads. On September 20th, 2017, he dyed his hair white and shaved his eyebrows. He shaved his eyebrows to be seen by others as
I just clocked that comment.
ego. On December 31st, 2017, he dyed his hair blue and got a nose tattoo, although he didn't post about it until the next day.
You good? Where you from?
Hope is the 16th song on X's album Question Mark. It was released on February 21st, 2018 through X's SoundCloud page. The song is dedicated to kids who lost their lives during the shooting in Parkland, Florida, which took place on February 14th, 2018.
Rest in peace to all the kids that lost their lives in Parkland. The song is dedicated to you.
X ended up meeting Anthony Borges, a surviving victim of the Parkland.
Oh, damn, man. Henry, if you're gone.
His classmates from oncoming
Let me
X met him in the hospital and gave him a meaningful speech according to Anthony. All proceeds of the song Hope went to Anthony, as well as $30,000 from X's benefit concert shortly after the shooting. X had also met 17-year-old Jacqueline Oliver from Stoneman Douglas School, but he had unfortunately passed away in the shooting. X released the song Hope to motivate and uplift other kids, as he described the song on its SoundCloud description. On Instagram, he stated, "Although not all the words are relevant to the situation, I chose what I felt was relative and uplifting instead of graphic and real." The song was certified double platinum
on this
September
channel
15th,
we put out a little cover of Hope on the shorts earlier.
Riot is the song song originally released on SoundCloud in May 2015, but re-released posthumously for streaming services on June 1st, 2020, amid the George Floyd protests. The song shows X giving his thoughts on the killings of African Americans across the United States and the riots that ensued. X condemns officers who abuse their authority and power, but he also condemns those who use riot as a form of protest. He tells them that they should consider the people behind the businesses that they loot and destroy. He understands and agrees with their pain, but he wants them to channel it in a different, more peaceful way. The song was initially released in mid-2015, months after the deaths of Michael Brown and Moore, which led to several riots in Ferguson, Missouri. The original version of the song had a large portion of a speech from a former Ku Klux Klan leader, Jeff Berry.
Looks like we'll be running a bit longer because a couple more people join us.
The song was actually freestyled by X and is also over a free beat found on. The song was actually freestyled by X and is also over a free beat found on SoundCloud. The music video for Riot is actually placed at the end of the Look at Me music video. The Riot music video is controversial because of its depiction of a white child being hanged on stage, in addition to other depictions of murder and death. Although heavily criticized by conservative news outlets, Jahseh clarified via Instagram that the video was meant to be taken seriously as a form of art, and that it was a form of shock value.
It's an art form, it's something you're supposed to take seriously, but no matter how you look at it, the three to four murders I showed in the beginning were done by some that were real. That white boy is still alive.
Soon after, Josh claimed on an Instagram video that a member of the
I'm just writing that in
threatened
the
him for the
comments.
depictions in the song. Skins is XXXTentacion's first posthumously released album. It is X's third studio album, which he was working on before his
Here, baby.
The album's theme sees X discuss heartbreak and mental turmoil. The album only had one lead single titled Bad, which reached number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100 and is certified platinum. The album received mixed reviews from critics, with criticisms aimed at the album's short length and unfinished nature, with the entire project being under 20 minutes in total length. The album was still a commercial success, however, debuting at number 1 on the US Billboard 200, selling 132,000 first-week copies. The album's now certified gold. Back in March 2017, X was released from prison, and in his first post-prison interview, he called Drake a bitch for stealing his flow from Look at Me on his song KMT.
I was on the phone with my dog Chris.
So
He's
yeah,
like, yo, you
new
gotta listen to
manager,
this
and I
shit.
guess
This
he
nigga
wanted
Drake
to,
fuck nigga.
you know, he wanted some heat, innit?
I heard da-da-da-da,
Controversy.
I'm like, what the fuck? I still
Bro,
think
it's
Drake
2
fucking
bars
nigga.
of Drake's song
He's not a man.
that he
I think he's
performed
a
out with
bitch. That's a
gigs
bitch
in
move.
Hours
UK
later,
over
X
here.
tweeted, Drake mom kinda cute, she get it. He also trolled Drake by photoshopping a picture of himself into a family photo posted by Drake, calling himself Drake's stepdad. 1 month later, X called out Drake in a video.
Yo, that's
This is rap
crazy,
skills,
man.
and he made a bet with him.
Oh my days, people actually like the little cover thing. That, like, 2 of us on the team are drunk singing. 7 thumbs up, 274 views. Seriously? Really? People like that? That's crazy. I don't know if y'all can see that. Wait a minute.
Or if you can go on stage and sing acapella, sing any of his songs acapella with
That's
no
insane
auto-tune,
though.
and record a song with no auto-tune. Then maybe, just maybe, I'll shut the fuck up.
X stated that he thinks Drake is a genius and a GOAT, but he just doesn't respect him as a person since he didn't give credit for using the Look at Me flow. Drake denied stealing the flow, but admitted that there were similarities.
I find out who they're talking about, and I listen to it. I'm like, okay, I see where people could draw like this comparison off of like the first 2 lines, whether it be the cadence or the rhyme pattern, whatever. It's crazy that people think that I'm the type of person to go take that and make it my own. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not like a person like that, you know.
Later, X would tweet a picture of a Drake lookalike from someone off, making it seem like it was Drake.
It was 2 fucking
3
sentences
months
or 2
before X's
bars.
passing, he made an Instagram story post saying that if anyone tries to kill him, it was Drake.
You know.
3 weeks prior to X's death,
I mean, it's
Drake
not
released
like
a song
X was
called
the
I'm
first
Upset,
person to
which
ever
is
use
the
that
lines
flow in the world, because it's been used before.
Triple X is a nickname for XXXTentacion, and some think the lyrics allude to Drake calling on someone to shoot X. The gunshot wounds that killed X were all reportedly to his torso below his neck. Drake then spit the lines,
"Why you keep on shooting if you know that nigga dead? That's the only kind of shit that gets you some respect."
some think this connects to the murder of X because he died of multiple gunshot wounds.
There's plenty of other lyrics, you know, that sort of
I'm going to make up a new word,
relate.
and the new word is Gekyum. I am in the next Gekyum of thinking. Gekyum. Gekyume. Gekyum.
Gekyum is the name of Jase's son, who was born 7 months after his death on January 26, 2019. Gekyum is a word created by Ja, and its meaning is higher plane of thought or being. Gekyum at the age of 0 had already become the subject of various absurd memes. Gekyum's mother stated that he goes by Yum because Gekyum is kind of hard to say. Gekyum's mother is Genesis Sanchez. Genesis and Jase had been a couple since January 2018, but had known each other for years prior. They met through a mutual friend who introduced them at a party. In February 2018, Genesis moved from her home in Tampa to Parkland in order to be closer to her boyfriend. After Gekyum was born, Jase's mom, Cleopatra Bernard, went to court against Genesis over custody of
Yeah,
Gekyum.
she tried to
They were
get
supposedly on
custody,
good
didn't
terms
she?
following his death in 2018, but their friendship ended after Genesis gave birth in January 2019. Court documents would eventually
Pretty
be released
sure
that
they
point to a
talk
settlement
now.
between Cleopatra and Genesis regarding the custody agreement. A note on the paper states that their agreement was confidential, so it's unlikely that the information will ever be public.
Little man looks hella light skinned as a youngin'.
Being numb to the pain of life is a common theme in X's music. X even has numb tattooed under his right eye. He said it represents the period of his life where he couldn't really feel any emotion.
Legit, I find it hard to believe that Cleopatra and the guy who's said to be his
Numb is
dad,
also the name of a
I
song
find it
X
hard to
released
believe
on his
that they're
album
X's
Question. In
parents,
this song,
legit.
X sings about all the pain he's endured and can't seem to forget
'Cause
about. Numb would be certified platinum in
both of
September
them
2020.
have darker skin complexion.
You could be on a million
X's
people.
supposed
Like
dad's
me, you,
very
or
dark
bro, or
skin.
my manager, we could be on a million people.
And
Still
his
be alone.
mom's
I know
like
what that felt. I
a
knew what that
darker
felt like.
complexion. I
Alone
mean,
is
he's
another
got
word
kind of
tattooed
a
on X's face, this time above his left eyebrow. He got it because he felt like he
yeah.
was going to live
He's
the
just
majority of his
lighter
life alone
than
and
his
die alone.
Alone because I realized
parents,
that I was
like
gonna die
original
alone,
parents.
that I was gonna live the majority of my life alone. At like what, 16? I got to like 15, 16.
He even had a loan put into his skin because his girlfriend Geneva had it on her thigh, and it was an
Well,
act to make her feel less
inspired by
alone.
Geneva.
Alone is also a running series of songs by X. There are 3 song parts under the title Alone by X. The first song is just titled AL.ONE and describes how X doesn't want to be alone. This song was deleted off of X's SoundCloud and re-uploaded as a sped up snippet titled I'm Alone, I'm Sorry, Cynthia, which he released as a tribute to his ex-girlfriend Cynthia after breaking up with her. The second Alone song, titled Alone Part 2, is one of X's more disturbed and violent songs. In the song, he speaks about wanting to kill the girl, but then altering his plan and killing a priest instead. X explores ideas of himself possibly being some sort of monster by drinking the blood and eating the men whom he plans on killing. He then goes on to describe how his true violent nature is only apparent when he is alone, saying that he is very holy when he's not alone. The third and final song in the Alone trilogy is titled Alone Part 3, and it likely alludes to his ex-girlfriend Geneva Ayala, who accused him of murder. In the song, he describes getting his heart
Accused,
broken,
bro, there's
making his heart
evidence. We've
colder
been
and
through it on
speaking
this
words.
channel.
There was
There's
also
plenty of
supposed part
evidence
0 to
that
the
we
Alone
got
series of songs because X tweeted
that he
Alone Part
did
0,
beat her.
but nothing ever released under this title.
for Rizzle.
Revenge on my body.
Revenge is a brand created by a man named Garrett who wanted to get revenge on those who treated him badly. For him, the success of his brand was the revenge. In late 2016 or early 2017, Garrett met X. Garrett was the real beneficiary of this relationship. After X showed his support to the brand, the popularity of Revenge skyrocketed. At that time, X was gaining popularity on SoundCloud. The collaboration between X and Revenge brought things like the Kip hoodie, which X even wore during his infamous XXL cypher. Not only did X wear Revenge clothes, but his fellow members from his members-only crew, as well as other SoundCloud rappers, also appeared in them in public. This helped the brand get their feet off the ground and start to make a name for themselves.
He had a
In May
Revenge tour as
2017,
well,
X
right?
released a song titled Garrett's Revenge. The title was later changed to just Revenge, and the song was dedicated to his late friend Jocelyn Flores, who committed suicide. The single was followed with a mixtape album under
Not
the same
sure she
name,
qualifies
Revenge.
as friend.
Revenge was
He went
X's
for like
debut
a
commercial mixtape,
couple
and its
days
artwork
and
displays the Revenge brand's lightning logo.
then
X
she
soon after went on the
died
Revenge
around him
tour, which
after he
generated a lot of media
accused
coverage,
her of
mainly
stealing
because of the
7
aggressive
grams of
actions
soy
on the stage
shady.
or in the fan zone. This was the time when the Kip hoodies and other iconic pieces were available on the Revenge website for several months during the tour. On November 1st, 2017, X released a video saying he no longer supports Revenge. Some people say he felt replaced by one of the creatives after a designer named Steven was hired. Others say that he was angered by the stolen fan art of Revenge. Exactly 1 year after X's passing, a video would release on his YouTube channel titled XXXTentacion.
Oh, for those who don't know, I'm bringing out some clothes. I know we had merch like what,
On
6
February
years
2nd,
back, realized
2022,
last
it was
year.
announced that the documentary is
But
finally releasing this
the
summer.
shit that's gonna come out is
The
gonna be
documentary is
way,
called A
way
Film That
better.
Takes You Through the Complicated
Trust me.
Life of a Troubled and Controversial Genius, XXXTentacion. The description of the documentary is as follows. Look at Me explores how Florida teenager Jose Onfur became SoundCloud rapper XXXTentacion, one of the most streamed artists on the planet. Through frank commentary from family, friends, and romantic partners, and unseen archival footage, director Saban Folion offers a sensitive portrayal of an artist whose acts of violence, raw musical talent, and open struggles with mental health left an indelible mark on his generation before his death at the age of 20. The documentary is set to premiere at SXSW in 2022 in March, then become streamable on Hulu in the summer. There's a soundtrack that will accompany the documentary and will feature music spanning the entirety of X's career from 2013 to 2018. Most, if not all, these songs will be ones that aren't currently on streaming services. There will be new unheard music in the documentary. Ski Master Slump God will likely feature in the documentary, and some of X and Ski's
I
songs
still
together will
can't
likely
believe
be on
people
SoundCloud.
like
There will
my
be interviews from
little
people throughout
tribute
X's
cover
life,
of Hope
including people
in
like
the
Khadija,
shorts on the
Genesis,
Realized Bars
Solomon,
channel
John,
here.
and Jaws' mom, Cleopatra, and also current and previous
That's
members
crazy
of the
cool.
group members only. Cleopatra will be discussing various moments of Jaws' life, how she found out he passed, their last conversation, etc. It is unknown if any of the original documentary Jaw was filming will be present
Legit
in this
crazy
one.
cool.
The documentary will be feature film length at 120 minutes. That is all the information currently known about the XXXTentacion documentary. As I'm finishing this video, the SXSW premiere took place and a few more things were revealed. The documentary is confirmed to have parts of Jaw's original documentary that he filmed while he was alive. The documentary will be released as an exclusive to Hulu on June 10th, 2022. Rod Stone is now listed as a director along with Sabah Folion. The documentary will also be acknowledging and siding with Geneva in the space. A lot of X's fans believed he was struggling with depression because of his song lyrics and the depth of the music he created. X uses music as a way of expressing his
Playing on
struggles.
it, you
His
know?
music and the depth
He
of his dark emotional
was
lyrics
smart,
often
very
made instant
intelligent
emotional
enough to
connection with the listeners. Fans
work it
also
like
claim
that.
that his music provided them with a sense of being understood and solace when they themselves are going through turmoil. X stated his album 17's target audience is people who suffer from depression, hoping that the album could help numb or cure.
So if that's
There
the
were lyrics
target
all over
audience,
the
of course
album
he's
depicting
gonna
depression
play on
and suicidal thoughts. There's also a song on the
ish
17
like
album with the
that.
title Depression and Obsession, where X details how depression and obsession don't mix well. X also stated that he was depressed in high school. There were a lot of things from Jaw's past, such as neglect and abandonment, that could have led to his eventual depression, but it would be arrogant to make any assumptions about what caused Jaw's depression. X has had a long history of regression. X was quoted saying, "I've been fighting since I was a kid." X admitted to fighting when he was younger just to get the attention of his mom, because he knew she would have to give him attention after a fight. When he was 6, he tried to slap a man who was messing with his mother. X fought a band member in his church choir who kept bugging him. He also beat another kid with drumsticks. X even ended up getting expelled from his first middle school for fighting. There are also many other fights X has been in on and off camera. The crazy thing is that Jaw was actually born with a hole in the heart, causing people to tell him not to play too rough. X stated that he fought for people who couldn't fight for themselves, and that he also fought for fun and the thrill. X also took karate and was rumored to have known Muay Thai as well. Some of X's music was also very aggressive, such as songs like Young Brats and Take a Step Back. Roommates of both Jaw and his ex Geneva described Jaw's remorse after the incidents and say that he badly wanted to control his anger. This included an occasion where Jaw was described as falling to his knees and weeping, begging to himself for his behavior to change. Jose has had a long criminal record dating back to when he was only 14 years old. In late 2012, Jaw was arrested for possession of 21 grams of marijuana, which was a felony in Florida law. He was sentenced to 1 month of juvenile detention and 6 months in a behavioral correction facility. Less than a month after his release, he was arrested again for breaking into a house to steal a laptop in order to create music. In 2014, he was sent to a youth detention center for a year on gun possession charges. According to Jaw, during this time in detention, the district attorney was attempting to try him as an adult for gun possession, which would have a sentence of 5 to 10 years in prison. X's next crime would occur in 2016.
I don't believe that charge, because you'd still get a heavy sentence for bloody armed robbery.
Which led to Ski Mask storming out. Ski later called X while drunk and lied that Turner had taken thousands from X. Days later, an angry Jose broke into Turner's apartment and shouted, "What if I What if I fucking scrap you? While poking his
X had a backstory, you know.
a few inches short and then pulling back. Turner
You know,
then
a lot of
explained that
artists have a bit of a made-up backstory.
Turner said that he doesn't know if X meant to stab him because X said to Shock, "Oh fuck." Turner required emergency surgery and suffered life-changing injuries. He pledged to drop the charges against X if his computer could be returned, saying that he didn't want one bad choice to define who Ja was. Turner stuck to his word despite all of his computer's files being deleted. Ja paid for the entirety of Turner's hospital bills and later apologized to him and thanked him for dropping the charges.
Yeah, that sounds
On July
like
14,
BS backstory.
2016, days after being bailed for stabbing Dylan Turner, X was arrested in charge of robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, and home invasion committed in November 2015.
I think
According
X
to the arrest
played as
report,
if
Ja
he'd,
entered the home of Che Thomas with 3 other people armed with a firearm. After pistol whipping Thomas 3 times, Ja escaped the home with an iPad, an iPhone, a Sony PSP, and $20. Ja's case was consistently relocated due to an eventually successful plan by prosecutors to find a jurisdiction that would charge him as an adult for a crime committed as a juvenile. He would end up being released on a $10,000 bond in September 2016. After posting the bail of $10,000 in early October of the same year, while awaiting trial, Ja was arrested again later that month on charges of false imprisonment, witness tampering, and aggravated battery of a pregnant victim. On March 26, 2017, Ja was released from jail on a $50,000 bail while facing charges of robbery and assault with a deadly weapon. His trial for aggravated battery of a pregnant victim kept getting pushed back. Ja then chose to donate $100,000 to domestic violence prevention programs, and then announced an event to support victims.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go back to jail.
Ja's trial
at
was
that
delayed
point,
again
right?
after an affidavit was filed by Ja's ex-girlfriend, Geneva Ayala, who was the alleged victim in the case, asking for the charges to be completely dropped. She also declined to testify in court. In reaction, the prosecution moved to split the case into two, with witness tampering charges filed against Ja and a new trial date announced for December 15, 2017. Despite this, sources close to Geneva
Alright, before we
said the
get
was
people back up in here, let's end this one.
14, 2017.
Real Eyes Bars, you know where to subscribe, yeah?
Motion was filed by the prosecution because Ja
Ba-boom.
was held without bail. On December 20,
See y'all soon.
2017, Ja was
Sub
released
up,
from
yeah?
house arrest.
REALEYESBARS.
His domestic violence
Right,
charges that he was
let's see if we
awaiting
can just
trial for
explain
followed
the name. What the hell? What the fuck is that bit there? Real Eyes. But you have to add bars, you know?
all over social media platforms while he was in jail in late 2016 and early 2017. Saying free X meant that he thought X should be free from jail. During this time,
See y'all
X were being used in a lot
on
of
the damn channel.
pictures, and his music was being used in a lot of memes. In March 2017, there were many rumors that X was out of jail, and then a picture of X shot